5:47 a.m. I picked up my car keys. My bags were already in the trunk, and I was leaving, forever, without telling a single soul. That's when my dog of 6 years, looked straight at me and ran in the opposite direction, toward a stranger, toward a woman I had never seen in my life. She was standing alone in the parking lot across the street, in the dark, and she was crying. I didn't understand. Then I saw what was in her hand, and my keys dropped to the ground. My name is Cole Hartley. I was 38 years old when this happened, and if I'm being honest, the only thing I had left in my life was Ranger, a big, black and brown Rottweiler, 6 years old. He'd been mine since he was 8 weeks, small enough to fit in my jacket pocket. I still have the photo somewhere. My wife left. Ranger stayed. My job fell apart. Ranger stayed. My house got sold from under me. Ranger stayed. We ended up in a small rental on the edge of Millhaven, Tennessee. Population 600. 1 traffic light. 1 diner that smelled like burnt coffee and old syrup, and so much silence at night that you could hear yourself breathe. I'd been there 2 years. I hadn't really talked to anyone in most of that time. Not because people weren't kind, they were. Small towns are like that. I just stopped reaching back. No note, no calls, no explanation. I just couldn't think of a single reason to stay anymore. 5:47 a.m. I walked out the front door. Ranger came with me, like always. He never needed a leash. He just stayed close. I opened the car door, and Ranger, who had followed me through every single dark chapter of my life, stopped. He looked at me. Then he turned, and he ran, across the empty road, into the parking lot of a closed convenience store, toward a woman standing alone next to her car. "Ranger, come here." He didn't even turn around. I stood there for a moment, confused, almost irritated, and then I walked over. "Sorry, he's mine. He doesn't usually—" That's when I saw it. She was holding a pill bottle, empty, both hands wrapped around it like it was the only solid thing in the world. Her eyes were red. Her shoulders were shaking. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking at Ranger, who had walked right up to her, sat down at her feet, and was slowly wagging his tail. I didn't say anything. I sat down, right there, on the asphalt, in the cold. Ranger sat between us. She cried for a long time. I didn't ask questions, didn't pull out my phone, didn't try to fix anything. I just stayed. At some point she spoke. Her voice was barely there, cracked and small. I thought no one was coming. I looked at Ranger. Then I said, "I thought the same thing." She went quiet. She looked at me, really looked, for the first time. The sky started turning grey at the edges. Morning was coming whether we wanted it or not. Her name was June, 44 years old. She'd moved to Millhaven 3 months ago, alone, running from something, the way people come to small towns when they need the world to stop being so loud. We talked for an hour, sitting on that cold asphalt, about nothing important, about everything that mattered. At some point she asked, "Where were you going? This early?" I looked down at my keys, still on the ground where I'd dropped them. "I don't know," I said. "Are you still going?" I looked at Ranger. "No," I said. "Not today." 1 year later. I'm still in Millhaven, so is June. She lives 3 houses down. We're not together, it's not that kind of story. We're something harder to name than that. The kind of friends you only make when you've both sat on the ground in the dark and decided, quietly, to get back up. But here's the thing I haven't told you yet. The twist I didn't see coming. Months later, June told me why she was in that parking lot that morning. She said, "I locked myself out of my house. I was waiting for a locksmith." I stared at her. "The pill bottle," I said. She looked confused for a second. Then she said, "I'd just finished an antibiotic. I couldn't find a trash can. I just kept it in my hand. She wasn't broken that morning. I was. Ranger didn't run to someone who needed saving. He ran to someone who was okay, so that I could remember what okay looked like. I don't know how he knew. I don't know how a dog, an animal, understood what was happening inside me better than I did. I just know that at 5:47 in the morning, when I had made up my mind to disappear, Ranger made a different choice, and I followed him. He didn't save me the way dogs save people in movies. No dramatic rescue, no emergency, no miracle. He just ran toward the light and looked back once to make sure I was following. I was. If this story moved you, leave a like. It means the world to me. Subscribe for more powerful stories and turn on the bell so every new story reaches you first.